Looks like New York City is now handing out free money. New York City launches $53 million program to hand out prepaid credit cards to migrant families. Guys, I don't really care, right? But can New York even afford this? And the short answer is no, right? It's a $53 million pilot program, and they will be handing out these prepaid credit cards. But what happens if 500 migrant families already finish using them? What else is next? And 500 families is a very small amount of people, maybe about 2,000, maybe like 2,300 people, including kids. There's about 100,000 migrants. Like, we're going to spend like almost $1 billion for every one of them. So people are saying that New York has no idea what they're doing. Like, this preloaded credit card thing is just one small step, and they will be spending even more cash. People are also saying that New York is going broke. There's 100,000 migrants, and this is only providing for maybe 2,000 to 3,000 of them. What about like the 97,000 migrants? Are you going to give them prepaid credit cards as well? Because the city is running low on cash, especially with the amount of big businesses leaving. Nobody is happy right now. Check this out. Nearly 100,000 asylum seekers have made their way to New York City with no end in sight. And the city is poised to spend more than $12 billion through to 2025. This is literally the official New York City website. And just in 2023, New York City has spent $1.45 billion to help migrants, and that cost will be rising as time goes on because more people are entering New York City. A lot of the money is going through food, shelter, services. Nearly 200 emergency shelters have opened in New York City since last year, and New York City is literally just becoming a massive migrant hub. You know, I've always thought these big cities were just a big hub for finance and businesses, but instead of focusing on finance and business, they much rather do things like becoming a sanctuary city. And I think they all know that New York was not in a position or size to take in 100,000 people, maybe less than 5,000 people. And if they took in 5,000 people, gave them pretty good jobs, helped them out, I'm cool with that. And I'm not complaining about that. But when you take in 100,000 people, it affects the boroughs here. Okay, even Staten Island's Manhattan is becoming a big dump, despite being one of the finest cities in the U.S. in terms of architecture and nightlife. But it's really becoming worse and worse, and many people seeing New York City as just a dumping ground. In fact, many of these business owners are moving to Vegas and Miami right now. Check this out. You also have a lot of money being spent. Many migrants in major cities are costing taxpayers. It's almost $400 per migrant per day. More specifically, in New York City, $394, according to the official New York City website. That is a lot of money, guys. This is not cheap per person. In fact, guess what's going on in New York? They're so broke that apparently you do have Eric Adams. You know, the mayor of New York City says that he will be going to Washington, D.C. for what? To meet with officials and different people and ask for more money. They need more help. Guys, New York is an extremely wealthy city. This is not your broke boy city. This is the number one financial hub in the whole entire world. And even they are buckling under the amount of people coming in. They're literally spending millions every day just to make sure migrants are just fed and sheltered. And even when the richest cities in the world are running out of money and they're going to the federal government to beg for money. New York City taxes are insane. Property taxes are super high. Real estate transaction taxes are huge. And they still can't pay for this. This is how bad it's getting. And it's only going to get worse. They're over budgeting, okay? They're spending too much cash. And it's getting to a point that even local New Yorkers can't even get public housing because a lot of that is going towards the migrant situation, essentially. What's happening? I don't know. But what everyone is saying is New York doesn't have a plan. They're running out of funds. And it's getting pretty bad. The situation isn't getting good at all. But let's see what happens in New York. Maybe they'll get some capital and maybe stay afloat for the next few months.